Hey there! You're watching New Car Spin, and this video is not for who you think it's for. Who is this for then? I'll tell you who. Sergio Marchionne. You're the guy. This video is for you. So let's get started. First off, Serge. Can I call you Serge? Actually, let me call you Signore. Congratulations, because the Chrysler 300 is basically, in my opinion, a Lexus fighter. Except, there are a few things wrong, and you might want to bring this up with your product manager, because I think your product manager is David Blaine. There's a lot of misdirection going on in here, and I think by simply solving the misdirection, you'll end up with a vehicle that will kick ass. Now, first off, I'm driving your 2017 Chrysler 300S with the V6, and what I can tell you is I miss the V8. Drop the V6 from the 300 and just make it a pure luxury rocket, because that's what this thing needs to be to really tackle Lexus. Now, I've driven the 300 V8 Hemi on a track at the Texas Motor Speedway. By the way, I'll keep this under 10 minutes. I know you're busy. But that V8 Hemi really just blew my mind, because on the track, it felt more exciting and more engaging, and certainly a lot more pleasing to the wallet than the Lexus GSF, which stickered at $88,000. And the V8 300 was somewhere under $44,000. So at half the price, it made me convinced that the 300 is on top of its game. However, and this is why this video is for you, there are a few things you need to look at. David Blaine, your project manager, seems to think that I won't notice some of the stuff here that is holding you back. First off, these headlights are controlled by a switch here, and the switch just seems to be haphazardly installed with no thought as to how it should look. Now, off could be centered, auto could be centered, it could be straight up and down, it could be over to the left, but it just seems to be meh over here. Next up is this armrest. It feels like I'm leaning up against the kitchen counter. Oh yeah, feel that handling. I need you to bring this armrest out, and I need you to make it more comfortable to use, because right now I only have this corner and there's nothing I can do with it. In addition to that, you have this great rotary knob for the gear selection, but I have nowhere to rest my hand. My arm doesn't use the armrest enough to be able to sit comfortably in this car. All you got to do is fix this armrest, and the comfort level will go up immensely. Thirdly, on the hood, I see two windshield washer nozzle jets. Nozzles, jets, whatever they are. They're up there. And in a car built after 1999, those should be under the hood. And that's a little aesthetic thing, but it also makes a big difference when you think, gee, I should use the washer fluid right now. And you do that, and all of a sudden you realize your hood gets wet. And along with that, your hood gets dirty. And on a luxury car, that's unacceptable. Fix that, please. Let's talk about this stereo. I know it has Uconnect, I know it's very fancy, I know it works very well in other cars, but in this car, it doesn't seem to be syncing up to my phone with Bluetooth. And that's the first Uconnect that hasn't worked with my Bluetooth. I don't know why, it's just annoying. Something else to consider here is, well, the stereo. Why did you put a Beats stereo in here? It's got too much bass, too much high-pitch voice going on. I don't know what, but there's a lot of fatigue, a lot of listening fatigue. And you'd be better off just sticking with the Harman Kardon system that you use in your Platinum Edition 300, whatever it is. In the 300S, this has to go. So basically, it's a great car if you fix these few things. It's a Lexus fighter, definitely. And as long as you treat a few of these little things with some sincerity and some seriousness, because at this point, this just feels like a glorified rental car. And if if anything, though, I do want to mention, though, these seats, they feel very modern. They feel very futuristic, except for the head support, which seems to be like I need to wear a helmet at all times in order to fill this gap. It's not very comfortable for the neck. And on a long road trip, I wouldn't want to drive a 300S, that's for sure. This gap, not going to happen. Beyond that, I have 3 blanks here on the steering wheel, which I also notice are on your Platinum. So why is that there? It seems to be like you can move the sport button here, you can move the traction control button here. I don't know, maybe throw another button here just to make us happy. 3 blanks on a steering wheel, pointless. Beyond that, oh yeah, I love the seats, I love the stitching. You have this very nice contrast gold going on. And cup holders are great. The cup holders are actually illuminated at night. There's some great treatment in here. It also drives very good on the road. These 20-inch wheels definitely make it very, very grippy, and I love the brakes. The brakes are very responsive. So beyond all that, I think the only thing you really can say here is, you're welcome. You know what? Let's take it for a drive real quick. So what I don't get is why this thing has a sport button to begin with, because it doesn't need it. In the V6, it's just trickery. This is David Blaine telling me this car is sporty, and it's not sporty enough. So I'll drop it in sport, put the sport button on, whatever those 2 things do differently, I don't know, and I just put my foot down. And you engineer a little bit of wiggle off the line. It didn't even do it this time. It's just not exciting enough. And that's the problem I have with this V6. And I already told you this. Just say yes to a V8. There's a lot of pedal travel in here too. The pedal goes way down to the floor. It's kind of a weird sensation because this is the first car I've had where the pedal goes that far. I've never really had to use that much pedal in my life. And you know what? There are actually a few other little things that I noticed in here after 7 days with your car that I think you need to address, because it's the only way you're going to bring this vehicle up to a level where Lexus buyers will never look back. And here's the thing. We know that FCA is Italian. We know you guys make Maseratis and Ferraris and Alfa Romeos. And Chrysler only has 1 new sedan being built these days, and it's in Canada, and it's called the 300. This is your only car, and this is your only chance to do it all out. So I don't know what the problem is with not going full bore on this thing. You mean this is the time? This is the time to do it. You're not here to capture low-income, cheap-ass buyers. You're here to get the real deal. So, Serge, thanks for watching. Great car. Just figure out these little things, and I think it's a awesome, awesome Lexus killer on your hands. Thanks for watching.